of these things are part of human life, and therefore, you are not alone. Mindfulness is when, instead of over-identifying with the painful thoughts and feelings that you have every day, you balance them with the rest of your thoughts and feelings. When we have a bad day, it just seems like unfortunate things are happening to us one after another until we can't take it anymore. And I know that it is extremely hard to find the good in these days, but I also know that the good is in there somewhere. You just have to find it and balance it with the rest of your day. Now that I have gone over what self-compassion is, I can now begin to tell you about some of the benefits of practicing this skill. The benefits of practicing self-compassion are numerous. A study done at Sakarya University in Sakarya, Turkey by Umran Akin has determined that the three components of self-compassion are positively correlated with proactivity. This means that as you increase your levels of self-kindness, common humanity, and mindfulness, you also increase your levels of proactivity. The article states that the data collected agrees with previous studies such as Stephanie Jean Soul and Annie Moyer's study on proactive coping that state that proactivity is closely associated with the indications of psychological adjustment, such as satisfaction with life, positive affect, optimism, autonomy, and vitality. Speaking of proactive coping, self-compassion is a great skill to have to reduce stress and increase coping abilities. A study done by Ashley Batts Allen and Mark R. Leary at Duke University has concluded that people who have self-compassion are less likely to catastrophize negative events, less likely to experience anxiety following a stressor, and less likely to avoid challenging tasks due to their fear of failure. The article states that this is due to the way that self-compassion makes you think about a negative situation. When you think about a negative situation, but you have self-compassion, this actually enhances coping due to positive cognitive restructuring, which is a fancy way of saying looking at a situation from a different angle so that you see the good in it. Self-compassion can also influence happiness. A study done by Cristina Botea, Marcelo De Marzo, and several other authors on the relationship between mindfulness, meditation, and self-compassion has concluded that self-compassion is a significant predictor of happiness. An article by Lori Hollis Walker and Kenneth Colosimo stated that people who have high levels of mindfulness and self-compassion also have high levels of psychological well-being, agreeableness, openness, extroversion, and conscientiousness. This can be interpreted as meaning that these people are better equipped to recognize, manage, and resolve everyday challenges due to their ability to notice things in the moment and look upon them with compassion, clarity, and acceptance. I could go on for days about the many benefits of practicing self-compassion, but for sake of time, I will leave you with just these three. Self-compassion. Today, I introduced you all to self-compassion as a life skill. I broke it down into its three components, which were self-kindness, common humanity, and mindfulness. And I also talked about some of the benefits, which include, but are not limited to, increased proactivity, coping and stress relief, and increased happiness. Self-compassion is a wonderful skill that has many mental health benefits. The Dalai Lama has many quotes about compassion, but this one, like the one that I shared before, really stood out to me because it is absolutely true. If you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion.